my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Piper Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. And today I have got a lovely textured shawl that's so easy to do. It is the Waffle Stitch Shawl. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun to do. It's really easy. It's just a 2-row repeat. Yes, indeed. And I love the texture. Oh yeah. And basically all you're doing is double crochets and front post double crochets to create this beautiful piece. Now for this example, I used Lion Brand Mandala, and this is the colorway of Genie. And this worked like a charm. It is so soft. Oh, and I love the colorways. And I used a size H 5mm hook to do this. You can, of course, use whatever yarn you like, whatever weight, whatever hook size, experiment, have some fun. But that's what I used. By the way, no, not sponsored, but I always like to share what it is that I use for you guys. Now, you can use a solid color, which would look awesome. You can use a slow changing variegated. I would not recommend, however, using one that changes color very, very, very quick, because then it would look spotty. However, this, I can't get over it. I love how this came out. And like I said, it's so simple. Now, for today's piece, I wanted to use Ice Cream by Lion Brand. Again, not sponsored. And this is in the colorway of Parfait. Now this colorway changes a bit faster, so we'll see how it works out. All right, and I'm going to use my size H hook for this example as well. And with that being said, let's get started. Alrighty, so I've got my size H hook and I've got my yarn. This is, by the way, about a weight of 3. Thereabouts. All right, and because it's only a 2-row repeat, I'm not going to go with timestamps or counting the rows. I really don't think it's necessary. So we're going to start, of course, with our obligatory slip knot, like so, and starting off with a chaining up of 5. The first chain counts as our magic ring, and then an additional 4 because we need a double crochet and a chain 1. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and total of 5. Then into that very first chain, going to do 2 double crochets. So get 1, and also into that same first chain, 2. So like I said, this counts as a double crochet and a chain 1, and then we've got our 2 doubles. Now chain 1, and then we need 2 more double crochets into that same first chain. And then to finish off the beginning, chain 1 and 1 more double crochet into that same chain. There you go. And you can cinch up the very beginning, and you can sew in the end later. And this is the beginning of our piece. All right, so for the second row, I'm going to start by chaining up 4. Now we always begin with a chaining up of 4. And 4. Turn the work. And so what we need to do now is into this chain 1 space, double crochet, 1 double crochet, like so. And then these 2 double crochets, we need to do front post double crochets. So yarning over and going around and using just the bar, like so. Going around the bar, doing a front post double crochet. Now we're not going to go into the top of the stitch. We're going around the bar again with another front post double crochet. And then, because we need to create sort of like a bookend effect, we need another double crochet on the other side of this grouping of 2. So into the chain 1 space, double crochet, and that is the first half. So for the second half, chain 1, and double crochet into the chain 1 space again. And then we've reached our 2 double crochets, so we need to do front post double crochets for both of these. Then we need to bookend it again with another double crochet. So double crochet into this chain space here. And then to finish off the row, chain 1 and double crochet into the chain space. And there you have it. That is the end of the second row. Now, it's not exactly easy to see, but this one right here, this double crochet is going to be raised, as well as this one, and this one. So we're starting off the beginning of our waffle. All right, so to begin row 3, start by chaining up 4, just like always. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn the work. Okay, so in the last row, we had 1 double crochet. Well, for this row, it's going to be 2 double crochets into this chain space. So 1 and 2. And now the front post double crochets are going to be this first one and this last one. And the ones in between, just regular doubles. So doing a front post double crochet around this first post right here. And then 2 regular double crochets into these next 2 double crochets, going into the tops of the stitches. And then another front post double crochet around this last one. And then, again, it's sort of the book ending. We started with 2 regulars. Well, into this chain space, we need another 2 double crochets, then a chain 1, and 2 more double crochets. So get our 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. All right. Then we have another front post double crochet to begin with, right here. Then 2 regular double crochets. 1 and 2. And then another front post double crochet. And then we're almost at the end. In this chain space, we need 2 double crochets. And then to finish off, chain 1, and double crochet into the chain space. All right, so as you can see, it's becoming a little bit more pronounced, the waffle shape. And it will become more and more so as we go on. All right, so that is the end of row 3. All right, so for the next row, I'm going to start, of course, by chaining up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn the work. Now, the last row we had 2 doubles, so in this row we need 1 double crochet into the chain space right here. And then these 2 double crochets are going to be front post. So go around the post with a front post double crochet, and then another front post double crochet around the next. And then into this solitary double crochet, just crochet a double crochet into the top of the double crochet. And then the next 2 are front post. So it's 2 front post, 1 regular, 2 front post, 1 regular, etc., etc. So I've got my 2 front post, and then 1 regular. And then 2 front post. There we go. And then we've reached the top corner point, so it's going to be a double crochet into that chain space, chain 1, and another double crochet into the chain space, like so. Then again, going back down the other side, it's going to be 2 front post, got a bit of a tangle here. All right, so I've got 1 front post, I need another front post, and then 1 regular, and then 2 more front post, and then another regular, and then 2 more front post, and then another regular into the chain space at the end, chain 1, and then another double crochet into the chain space at the very end, and that finishes up this row. So it's becoming even more defined because you've got ridges now. So we have a waffle concavity going on there. Anybody bring the syrup? All right, so let's keep going on for another couple of rows because I really want to make sure that you guys get it. But basically, it's the same thing, backwards and forwards, just a 2-row repeat. But, you know, I like to be thorough, so let's keep going. Alrighty, so for the next row, of course, start by chaining up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the work. Now, in the last row, it was just 1 double crochet, so this row, 2. So 2 double crochets into this chain space. So this is one of those great patterns for mindful stitching where you don't have to pay attention. You can just see where you left off in the last row. All right, so now for this row, the beginning double crochet that we did before, that is going to be a front post double crochet. And then the next two are going to be regular doubles. And then a front post around this one. And then two regulars. And then a front post. And then two regulars. And then a front post. And we've reached the corner point again. So into the chain space, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. 2 doubles, chain 1, and 2 doubles. Okay, then a front post, double crochet, and then 2 regular doubles. Now my stitching could look a little bit tighter, and I could use a smaller hook. However, if your fabric is too tight, it doesn't have a very flowy drape to it, and I love a good drape. I don't like it to be too stiff. So from here, I just did my 2 doubles. Now I need a front post, and then 2 regular doubles. And then another front post. And then 2 regular doubles. And a front post. And 2 regular doubles. Into that last chain space, chain 1, and double into the chain space. Now also, technically speaking, when doing that last double crochet, you could go into the 3rd chain from the bottom, but for the sake of ease, and also I kind of like the way the top edge looks just fine, you could go into the actual chain stitch to give it more structure, but I think it looks great, quite frankly. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so for the next row, chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn the work. Last row we had 2 doubles, so this row, 1 double into the chain space. And also, personal preference, this would be the row that you would end on when your piece is big enough, because it creates a really neat edge. And let me just show you what I mean. This is the edge. You know, unless if you want it to look like this. But if it ends like this, well then all the syrup's going to come out, so to speak. So personally, I like to end on this row where you're starting off with just the 1, and then the next 2 doubles would be front post doubles. So front post, front post. There we go. And then a regular double crochet. And then 2 front posts. And then a regular. There we go. And then 2 front posts. And then a regular. 2 front posts. And a regular, and pull out some more yarn. There we go. 2 front posts. And we've reached the corner point again. So into that chain space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So I got my double, chain 1, and double. Okay, then 2 front posts. Double crochet. 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 2 front posts. And then into the chain space, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. I love this stitch. I can't get over it. The texture. Oh, it's so snuggly. All right. And because I love spending time with you guys, I just want to do one more row because this is so much fun. But, I hope that by now you guys got the gist, because basically it's just following suit with the pre-existing stitches, and it creates this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous grid. Loving it. All right, one more row. All right, last but not least, going to chain up for 1, 2, 3, 4, turn the work, and into that chain space, 2 double crochets. Now, what I was saying before about ending on a particular row, really, whatever works best for you, but it's just what I personally prefer. So then into the double crochet, going to do a front post. Then 2 regular doubles. And a front post. And 2 regulars. and a front post. And 2 regulars. And a front post, and then 2 regulars, and so on and so forth. Now the piece that I did, I used just over 1 skein. I had to go into a second skein in order to get the edge, bottom edge color just right. And I'm probably going to make it bigger, but if that gives you any indication as far as size is concerned. Now, you could make this project into a really lovely neck scarf, or you could go the full on length of the project and make it into an entire shawl, which would be also incredible. All right, so then we've reached the corner, so we need 2 doubles, chain 1, 2 doubles into the corner. So really you can make this however big or small you want. And I often get asked how much yarn or how big should it be. As far as how much yarn, it really depends on what hook size you use, what your tension is like, etc., etc. So I never say, oh, it takes exactly this much yarn, because everybody's preference is different. Everybody's preference is different. And so I'm just doing my front post, 2 regulars, front post, 2 regulars, front post, 2 regulars. And as far as size, well, it's a matter of personal preference, taste, and so forth. So I never like to restrict you in any way from saying, oh, it has to be this size. It's one of the beautiful things about doing shawls and scarves is that they are draped projects. They aren't fitted garments, so you can make them whatever size you want. All right. And we're almost done with this row. And at this point, I really hope that the project as a whole makes sense and that you guys understand how to do the 2-row repeat and that you enjoyed it, because this was so much fun to do. In fact, I finished the piece, well, up to its current state, in just a few days, actually. It goes very quickly because it is so simple. And I hope that all of you have the same success that I think I've reached, because it was just so much fun to do, really. Really, really enjoyed it. And I want you to as well. All right, we're almost at the end. Just need to do a front post. And then into the chain space, we need 2 doubles. And then a chain 1, and then 1 more double. Boop. All right. And so that, I think, is going to conclude the tutorial on how to do the waffle shawl. Absolutely love it. I can't say that enough, because it isn't often that I do a lot of textured work, but this, it's really easy. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys like it too. And if you did, please give me a little thumbs up button down below, because I appreciate your appreciation and your support. Indeed. Also, if you haven't hit subscribe, please do so, because I do try to post videos as often as I can, whether it's crocheting or knitting or audiobook narration, or, of course, my other YouTube channel, Fiber Spider Games, where I do video game playthrough and commentary. It's a lot of fun, and I would love to see you there too. And it would also be nice if you would show your support. So listen, until next time, my dears, I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.